Hey, friend. Welcome back to the Side Hustle Growth Podcast. This is the first episode for 2025. Happy New Year. Ooh, we made it. We made it. It was touch and go there for a bit. So long, 2024. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord splits you. We will not miss you. Okay, who else is with me? So with the new year and all this new energy, it's very electrifying. We're all very excited. If you've set resolutions for the new year, if that's your thing, that's not usually mine. I feel like if I want to do something, I'm gonna just do it. I'm not waiting for January 1st to do it. But today you are tuned in because you have a side hustle, either an idea that you want to kickstart. Finally, you're like 2025 in all caps is the year. So either you want to kickstart, you want to jumpstart, you've already started the side hustle, you saw its potential in 2024. Now you're ready to take it to the next level in 2025, turn it into a thriving business, let it be its own entity. And I want to set you up for success. I want to make sure that you stay on track with your goals, whatever that may be for your side hustle, and however you're going to apply those into your life to ensure that you stay on track. You want to earn extra cash. You're thinking about ultimately leaving your 9 to 5, and you want to really see and feel what it's like to be the boss. So by the end of this year, you'll feel so confident and so accomplished because you started the year off right. I always like to say Q1 is the most crucial quarter in the year. Yeah, sure. The year just started. Yeah, sure. It's only like January 2nd. What's the rush, CJ? You don't want to set the tone by putting things off. Oh, it's still early. Oh, I still have time. Then you're sending this message to your side hustle and you're telling yourself that your side hustle isn't as important. Is it a priority or is it not a priority? If it's not a priority, then fine. Put it on hold. Do you, boo? But this podcast is all about ambitious 9 to 5 women who have audacious goals. They want to get things done. They want to see that side hustle grow, and they want to turn it into its own thing, its own a thriving business, because they are focused on that path to freedom and clarity. Today, I'm a see to it, okay? So that when you are reflecting on your side hustle at the end of the year, December 31st, you're like, I did that because you started the year off right. Okay, so let's get into the first thing. Why setting New Year goals matter? I just finished saying Q1 is the most crucial quarter. You get so caught up in the day-to-day, the hustle and the bustle. Life gets busy. So being able to set some realistic goals that will help to keep you motivated, will help to keep you on track, because everything else, you're trying to juggle everything else. And sometimes you might forget to take that step back and define what you're really working on and why you're really working on it. So without a clear path, you lose focus, you lose momentum. You don't know what you're working towards, or you start to feel like you're spinning your wheels. You have a bunch of ideas swimming around in your head. There's a bunch of different things you want to do, and you want to do them all at once. Now, is that realistic? Because setting goals isn't just a trend. It's all about clarity. It's all about focus. It's all about momentum, consistency, motivation. All the words we always, yes, we always hear them. But it's really crucial, because once you are clear on what you want to work on, after the clarity comes in, there goes the confidence and then the consistency, and everything else starts to fall into place along with the motivation and the momentum. So think about getting and starting the year off on the right track. Did you write down your goals? Please write them down. Do that brain dump if you need to. Get them all out of your head, everything swirling around. Reassess what worked last year that you want to apply again this year to get you closer to that goal. Think about what your goals are. What's most important to you in your side hustle right now? What kind of side hustle are you trying to start or grow? Do you just want to earn extra cash? Or are you thinking about that emergency fund? Or maybe you have a trip you want to go on. whatever your side hustle, I have talked about what defining what side hustle means to you so that you can set better goals. The biggest thing for me and my clients, the women I tend to work with, they want to leave their 9 to 5. They want to go from having a boss to being the boss. So they have audacious goals, which I love. So getting clear on your goals will give you a clear path. Don't just set the goals because you feel like, well, this is what I'm supposed to do. It's not just about having a wish list. It's about taking actionable steps towards at the end of the year, December 31st, when you are reflecting on your side hustle. So if your goals don't get you excited, if your goals aren't pushing you, if you're not feeling motivated, have you set the right goals? That's a question we're gonna have to ask yourself. If it's got to push you out of your comfort zone, you got to be ready to do and try and fail. To be completely honest, be prepared to fail. Be prepared that not everything is going to work out, and that's okay. So think about why you're setting those goals, why those goals matter right now, and why you're going to write them down, and why you're tuned into this episode right now. And let me give you the next thing is I'm going to give you the framework for setting goals. I use the Shine to 5 method. SHINE is an acronym. Simplify how to implement a new ending. You hear what that S is. It's about simplifying, taking those big goals, breaking them down into smaller, more manageable, actionable steps, realistic goals that you can easily apply to your life. You can easily pick something, work on it, and see it all the way through so it can get you to the next step. We're trying to get ahead of that 0 to 100 mentality. And the 0 to 100 mentality is you're at 0, your mind's at 100, already you're overwhelmed. When you haven't even done steps 1 to 99 in order to get to that 100, and you're overwhelmed and you're feeling stuck before you even get started. Or you start and before you can even really maintain some momentum and stay motivated, you start to get stuck because your 9 to 5 got really demanding and it got really busy and it's got you traveling all the time. It's got you doing different projects and then you got other things going on in your personal life, and there goes your side hustle again on the back burner. But you just take small things. Keep it simple so you don't get overwhelmed, so you can work on building that confidence. This is tried and true. The Shine to 5 method is tried and true with my clients. And I see their confidence start to grow and they want to work on this side hustle. They want to take on the next thing. They want to taste it. They've got a taste for success and they want to continue to taste it. Once you do your brain dump, reorganize them. What's a priority? What needs to get done first so that you can do this next step and the next step and the next step? Because what happens with audacious goals is you're already seeing the end, but how do you get to the end? If you know that you want to be able to speak on various stages and you want to get more visibility that way, how are you finding those stages? What research are you doing? What are you Googling? What kinds of conferences do you want to? Is it in person? Is it virtual? Is it both? Are there different organizations that you can? So there's a lot of research. So you start to reverse engineer to achieve that speaking goal to help you to move forward. So yes, you got a whole bunch of ideas, but just pick one or two. Your list is your list. These are your goals. They're not going anywhere. And you might realize it's something that you wanted to work on. You felt like you needed to work on. It probably is not as much of a priority as you thought it was because you have all these different things you wanted to do in your business. You want to choose things that align with your why. Think about if it's, honing in on that offer, that irresistible offer, launching that program or that course or that event, whatever it is it aligned with your life right now? Is it aligned with your why? Does it make sense for you to work on that goal? If it's hitting a revenue goal, does it align with your why? When you hone in on your why, it keeps you motivated. When you try something, it doesn't quite work out. We won't use the word fail. I know I said it in the beginning, but we won't use the word fail because not everything's going to work out. You're going to try and you're going to learn, but you're going to remember why you tried. You're going to remember why you started. What does your life look like? How will your life improve? Because you stuck to your goals, because you maintained consistency and momentum. I cannot stress this enough. Ask yourself why you are doing this and get clear. So if it is that you want to quit your 9 to 5 sooner, why do you want to quit your 9 to 5? Why do you want to become your own boss? Why is this so important to you? Is it the time freedom? Usually it is a time freedom. You want to be able to, the financial freedom, to be able to make your money your way. You see how it's coming in, where it's going. You can split it up. You can apply it. You can make more. You can scale back where you need to scale back. Whatever it is, your why should really light that fire under your butt. Think about it, lighting that fire under your butt. And with the alignment, you're also thinking about how to integrate your goals with your daily actions, because goals are useless if you don't tie them into what you want to do daily. Make them a habit. Even if you can't necessarily put aside time every single day for your side hustle, once you've broken down those big goals into smaller, more manageable tasks, you realize there's an easy way to integrate them. So you're thinking about micro actions. What little things can you do to get you towards that big goal? Because the little things add up. If you want to do this big thing, I use the example of speaking on stages. You're going to have to start with doing some research. You're going to have to figure out how big of a crowd you want to speak in front of. If you want to do it live, you want to do it online. If you want to do both, where are you finding these events? How are you going to get onto those stages? Yes, it's great. Speaking is always a wonderful opportunity to get more exposure and get more visibility. But how are you going to find those stages? So the micro action is putting aside some time, getting curious, connecting, networking online with other women entrepreneurs. Where are they speaking? Where do they want to show up? What kinds of events are they attending? Do you want to launch a product? How are you building your email list? How are you getting people on your email list so that when you are ready to launch this product, people are already aware of you? These are the steps that really will bring your goals to life. So always think about how you can reverse engineer. You're thinking big. Yes, you're ambitious. You want to get there, but how are you going to get there? My girl, how are you going to get there? So take that step back and never forget to evaluate goals, because you've integrated them into your life. They're fluid. You might start on something and you realize, oh, this is not the direction I want to take this in. Are you ready to, I know some people don't like to hear the word, but I'm going to use it right now. Are you ready to pivot? Are you ready to adapt another idea? It's not about perfectionism. Perfectionism keeps women stuck all the time. Every single thing has to be, every single duck must be in a row. So if a goal isn't working out how you expected or anticipated it to work out, then you get stuck on this goal. Is that what you really should be working on right now? So don't be afraid to stop and evaluate your progress and see what's working, what's not working. This is where having a planner would come in really, really handy, where you can write everything down. And if you've given yourself a month to work on one goal and you have to stop and evaluate, you do a monthly check-in, you track and you celebrate your wins, no matter how small those wins are. Be prepared to evaluate what's working, what's not working, if you need to reassess and adapt and pivot. Let's talk about some common goal setting pitfalls. I've kind of touched on them already, but let's talk about them a little bit more in detail and how you can avoid them. Because goal setting, in theory, is exciting. These are things you want to work on. These are things you want to accomplish. This is your thing that you're like, yeah, I'm going to get this done. Rah, rah, rah. It's going to be amazing. The year just started. It's going to be great. But it's easy to fall into very common traps. There's some things I have done. I have encountered some pitfalls myself. So there are things that can obviously derail your goals. Not just because you set goals and they're actionable steps means that everything's going to work out how you hope and how you anticipate it. So one of the biggest pitfalls I always see is setting goals based on someone else's timeline, setting goals based on someone else's life. You see someone else who's in the same industry as you, for example, and they're killing it. And you're like, okay, well, they did this, and this. And they're always willing to say, well, here, take these 6 steps and you will be able to make 6 figures in 6 minutes. It'll be great. And you're setting the wrong goals because you said it worked for them. It must be able to work for me. But don't fall into the comparison trap. When people are celebrating their wins and they're sharing their successes, we just went through seeing a whole bunch of people sharing their year end reviews. And you're thinking, wow, they did some incredible things. What did I do? But how far along are they in their journey compared to you who might have just started? Be focused on you. Be focused on your journey. Your path is unique to you. Don't set goals based on someone else's life and timeline. Set them based on your life, based on your pace, based on what you can work on, what feels right. And again, what feels aligned for your life. To piggyback on what I just said is setting goals that are aligned with your core values, with what's important to you. It's not just, if your goals are all about money, and not about why you want to make the money or the impact you will make with earning this extra income or how your life will improve, it's going to feel a little bit empty. If you says, I just want to make more money, well, why you want to make the more? Is that what's most important to you? If that's most important to you, hey, well, do you, boo. But be clear about your values. And by your values, I mean, what's important to you? What do you want people to know about you? When people are talking about you, or they're checking out your website, or they're following you online, are your values clear? And are your goals aligned with those values? The things you want people to know about you, so that when you are reflecting on your goals monthly, quarterly, at the end of the year, you feel good about everything that you've done. And the other pitfall is not breaking your goals down into actionable steps. I've been saying that all the way through. Simplifying your goals, making them into smaller chunks, smaller, more manageable, bite-sized pieces. And because you're setting yourself up for overwhelm. And you don't want to set yourself up for overwhelm. Nobody wants to be overwhelmed, because the overwhelm then leads to burnout. So just start with the first step. The first step could be just making a decision, sending an email, doing the research on those different stages that you want to appear on. When you are setting the goals, make sure you're setting goals for you. Make sure they're aligned with your vision and your values and what's most important to you, so that you feel good when you're working on them, so that you feel good and you stay motivated and you can maintain momentum. Don't get caught in the trap. Those are those pitfalls. Now, here's another thing we want to talk about: keeping the momentum going throughout the year. So now you set those amazing goals. The real work begins when you can stay motivated. It's not about being busy. That's not what staying motivated is. When you're working on a side hustle, it's not about being busy. It's not because you have a side hustle and you're working on it and you're staying busy in it. It's about being strategic with your time, being strategic with the steps you take, the action you take, being strategic with how you are getting towards that bigger vision, making sure that things make sense so that your side hustle doesn't feel heavy. To stay motivated, and sometimes you may have to take a step back. And that's okay. That is okay. Always remember, it's about you and taking care of you. If you can't show up for yourself, you cannot show up for your side hustle. You can't show up for anybody else, and you cannot show up for your side hustle. So if you need to take a step back, absolutely take a step back. But in trying to stay busy and trying to get all the things done and be that aspiring entrepreneur, and you find yourself spinning your wheels and you get overwhelmed and leads to burnout, and all of a sudden the side hustle is back on the back burner. So here's a tip. Here's an action tip. Create a vision board. Or I recently talked about being intentional and visualizing whatever you've written down, keep it somewhere where you can see it every day. And it continues to spark and reignite that joy in you. So whether it's a vision board that you could put up on a wall in front of like an area if you have an office space or wherever you do work on a side hustle, these last few years, I've actually been making the front of my planner, my vision board. So wherever I carry my planner, when I pull my planner out, there is all my vision, there is all my goals and how I see my life in 5, 10 years, etc. But keep your goals visible. Of course, a big thing with staying on track with the goals, staying motivated, being able to maintain that momentum is having someone to guide you, to provide you with feedback, support, insight, and most importantly, to keep you accountable. Please make sure you reach out to me, your girl CJ, and let's have that 15-minute vibe check. You have big, audacious side hustle goals for 2025. You don't know where to start. I love being able to help my clients get that clarity on their goals, on their why, so they can build their confidence. There's nothing more beautiful than watching my client build her confidence to show up consistently in her side hustle and being on the journey with her to seeing her goals come to life, her goals, her dreams being realized. If you need that support, I am here to help you. If you need to refine your offer and you need to take consistent action in your side hustle, you're ready to make 2025 the year, all caps again, and hit those goals, visit my website, KristenNJames.com, and set up a vibe check, a 15-minute, it starts with just a 15-minute conversation. Ask me about the Side Hustle Her Club. It's an exclusive club where ambitious side hustle women can get together, support each other, cheer each other on. We have a private chat. We show up for each other. I'm there to support them, coach them, guide them, give them the insight to spark joy in them. But all of this can just start with one simple conversation, or you can visit sidehustleherclub.com to get started. Everything will be linked in the description. My girl, 2025 is the year. All right, cool. Let's make sure we see to it. You continue to tune into this podcast. I have so much in store for you. The most incredible guests are lined up to come and share their wisdom and expertise and motivate you as well. These women have been where you are right now, and they are killing in the game. But just so you know, nothing worth it comes easily. So if you are ready to put in that work and you are ready to make 2025 the year, I want to see you crush your goals. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I appreciate you so much. Mark our words right here in January 2025. By December, you're just like, yes, I did it. I want to see that for you. Thank you so much. And I will see you next week for our first guest episode. I hope you're ready. Bye.